You guys, the community and the connection elevates us, right? I know you might not know this about me. Well, some of you, if you've read any of my books or read my article I wrote in the Huffington once called you don't have to be happy to do yoga. Because there's this idea, isn't there, that it's like if you do yoga, you're going to be like happy. And it's true that does happen, but I actually feel like the yoga practice opens us up to feel more. And so and yeah, right, it's like it's sometimes a big calling. It's a big pill to swallow, because when you open yourself up to feeling more and you're like, okay, I don't want to run away from my feelings. Okay, I'm going to put myself on the mat and actually deal with my stuff, rather than checking Instagram and doing the email or doing the tasks that keep me out of this moment, right? You guys, that's easy. That's easy. Like, you guys could go and be productive all day long, but no problem. And you would get praised. People would tell you what a good worker you are and how productive you are, right? But there's it can be very challenging, not always, because sometimes we're feeling pretty even keeled, but when stuff is percolating, or when the world feels uncertain, or when for whatever reason we just are in a heavier place, it can be really challenging. It's a brave act to come onto your mat and feel. But here's the thing that I discovered too for myself, because I'm like an Eeyore. This is what I was saying, is that some of you may not know this about me. I can be totally like, you don't ever know, you guys don't catch that, because when I'm with you, I'm so excited, right? But like, you catch me on like another morning and I'm like, just like, I'm like, ho hum, I have a tail. Like, I'm seriously like someone, like I'm like Eeyore from the Pooh books. Not always though, but coming to the mat in those moments and being willing to move through, and to bring our awareness into the moment again and again, that helps us to kind of break through the clouds. It's like, we're sitting on the earth and we look at the beautiful blue sky, and then some days you're just like, wow, it's been Portland, it's been overcast for a month here, what's going on, right? And we can't connect to that light. But when we do the yoga practice, we actually go through it. We start to go like, it's like taking a little airplane. We're like, oh no, there's lots of space up here. But there's a going through process that happens, and we do that by showing up moment to moment on our mat and just being with. So what I want to invite you is that there's no need to overcome your this. There's no need to change your, right? Or to moderate your total thumbs up. But through the process of being with, we come to a space inside of ourselves where it's not like that stuff goes away, but it doesn't become the identifying factor. It's not the most important thing. It's not the defining feature. We're like, oh no, I'm actually like, I'm connected to this light space inside of myself. And yeah, life happens. And I forget sometimes, and I come back to this. And that's what we're doing today. So if you got your playlist and you want to use it, did I put it in the chat? No. Did I? I did. Maybe I'll throw it in there again. Okay, just in case. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Beautiful, Joel. I did. Okay, great. So for anyone who wants to listen to the music, let's go ahead and get that started. And then grab a couple of blocks. This is what we're going to do today, guys. If you don't have a couple of blocks, then you can fake it. If you have a couple of blocks, I want you to take them wide. Actually, one will be long and one will be wide, like so. Okay, so I'm taking my block and I'm not putting it in my low back. I'm putting the bottom of my block like at my lower rib cage, so that when I come back onto the block, it catches me just below the shoulder blades to open the heart. Now, you can also do this on a bolster. That can feel super nice too. You could just put a bolster at your mid back and lay on the bolster. It doesn't have to be a hard block. And then you bring the other block underneath your head, and you might play with the height. You might want a little higher, a little lower. But what we're going for here is like, I'm just going to let myself be held in a space that's a little bit more open. I'm going to let myself receive a little bit here. I'll come and look at you guys in a sec. And then with your legs, you can either keep them bent, knock knees. Some of you might like Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees wide, or you might extend the legs long. So with the legs, I just want you to put them in a place that feels, good on your low back, mostly, is the most important thing. I'm just going to take a peek at you, see if anyone's having any trouble getting set up. Yeah. And Anna, you might take that, yeah, put that block that's in your back and scoot it a little higher up. Beautiful, Tawny. That's it. Yeah, so you want that beautiful, Lorraine. That looks good. Yeah, Erica. Okay, everyone looks pretty good here. Yeah. You know, take, if you need an extra moment to adjust, make sure you're in a place, yeah, where that block is kind of stable. So Connie, move the bottom of the block back a little bit. Yeah, there you go. It's a little bit better. Yeah, it kind of gets tilty. And Connie, I'd actually bring that block down a level. Yeah. Just bring it down to the middle height rather than the highest height. Yeah, and move it back further. Back. So it's right under your skull. Back even a little bit more. Yeah, therefore it's flat on the floor. There we go. There we go. Yeah. And now, guys, let yourself be supported. Let your front body soften. Let your face soften. Let your eyes soften. Hey, Melinda, we're just doing a little restorative back bend. And we'll take about 5 more breaths here to settle in. Let the space across your collarbones get a little wider and softer. One more deep breath in. And let it go. Being really sweet to yourself and mindful of your neck. Roll to one side or lift your heart to come on out of there. And just move your props back to the front of your mat. And then come for a moment into child's pose. So bring your knees together for child's pose so that your belly can rest on your thighs. And you can bring a block underneath your forehead or your hands. Let your shoulders drop. And the reason I'm inviting you into this with something supporting your belly is because with the pressure on the belly, then the breath finds more space. So it's a little bit like us. When the pressure's on, if we can let ourselves be guided by our intuition, our natural intelligence, then we find more room. We start to feel the breath move a little bit into your low back, into the back of your pelvis, the back of your heart. Nice and easy. That's it. Relax your face, your eyes, your jaw, and in this space of support, you can let all the feels be there, whatever the feels may be, the whole spectrum. Might not even have words for it, just the isness of what is happening for you right now. And create space, more space for all of that. Take another deep breath in. This time, light exhale out through your mouth. And then nice and slow, hi puppy dog, make your way up onto your hands and to your knees. And you can even keep your eyes closed here if you want. Hands outer shoulder distance apart, knees under your hips, and invite your body to start with some small movements in cat-cow. Start to bring a little bit more breath into your body. My favorite image of the breath here is that it's like your body's the house. I imagine a house on a beautiful hill. And when we invite more breath in, we're throwing the doors and the windows open, and the beautiful summer air comes in and blows all the cobwebs away and creates a little bit more room. So for the next minute, I'm timing it, minute. Do whatever you like. So follow your body's wishes here. I like Naomi's chair yoga. It's like a dance party. You have 30 more seconds. Hands, wrists, ankles, joints, spine, shoulder, jaw, face. Beautiful, you guys. And start to make your way towards downward facing dog. Down dog, soften your knees, draw the thighs up and back, press one heel at a time, or shift your heels from side to side. And just create a little softness in your joints, like a little softness in the elbows, a little softness in the knees, so that rather than feeling like you're kind of stuck, feel there's a little buoyancy in your body, a little ability to find some softness and some space. Beautiful. And slowly start to walk your feet to your hands. You're not going to get That's a yoga practice too, though. It's doggy yoga. All right, front of your mat, bring your feet together, soften your knees, and then with a heavy tailbone, slowly roll all the way up to stand. And take your feet hip distance apart and parallel, soften the knees, draw the shoulders back and roll the heart open just a tiny bit. Pressing down to all four corners of your feet. And now take your arms up and take them wide. So rather than feeling they need to be narrow or together, take them a little wider than your shoulders. Soften your ribs and press into your feet, and then stretch the arms back a little bit like a big morning stretch. And then as you exhale, forward fold over your legs. As you inhale, lift your heart up halfway. And as you exhale, fold, stay in the fold. Inhale, rise back up to stand. We're just doing a half sun salutation. So reach your arms all the way back up again, wide. Draw the thumbs back, open your chest. Exhale, hands to your sides. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, take the arms up. Big exhale, forward fold over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale, nice wide chest. Exhale, forward fold, let your head go. Release the back of your neck. Really drop it, drop it, drop it. Inhale, rise up. Keep your arms wide, soften your knees, root down into your feet, draw the thumbs back, open your chest. Exhale, hands to your side. Moving on into Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, take the arms up, and again, thumbs back, heart wide. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, nice wide chest. Plant your hands back into plank pose. Press down through your palms, soften your elbows just the tiniest little fraction. Little softness in your elbows. As you press down through your hands, pull the bottom ribs in a little bit more. Yeah, Devor, that looks great. Look forward, broaden your chest. Good, Connie, bring your shoulders just a little bit more forward so they're right over your wrists. There you go. Good, everybody, exhale all the way down to the floor. All the way down. Stretch your toes back. Inhale, baby cobra. And then let's take a little movement here, like a little, I don't know why I feel like it's a dancing day. It's dancing yoga day, everybody. But like roll your shoulders back one at a time. Lift your heart. You're just kind of finding a little bit more space and freedom right into the upper back of the neck. Take one more breath. And then exhale. Press down, up and back, downward facing dog. Soften your knees. Pull the tops of your thighs way back. Good. Melinda, bend your knees a little bit, just a tiny bit. Yeah, and now try to scrub your toes towards the back of your mat. Like, yeah, and that's going to give you, I think that might give you a yummier calf stretch than just straightening the legs. That's it. Nice, everybody. Beautiful. Look at those expansive down dogs. You guys look so great. Take one more breath. Exhale all the way out so you feel a little bit more connection to your own center. Look forward, step forward. Back to the front of your mat. Halfway lift as you inhale and open your heart. And then exhale, forward fold, release your head, let it go. Soft knees, inhale, take the arms up and wide. Draw the thumbs back a little bit, lean back, open your chest. Exhale, forward fold all the way back down. Let it go, release your head. Inhale, halfway lift, nice wide chest. Plant your hands, step back into plank pose. Hold here for a moment to really find your fingertips, nice broad chest. Look forward, exhale, lower halfway down. Halfway down. Good, then all the way down, everybody, all the way down. Nice, Louisa, nice chaturanga. And then stretch your toes back, inhale, baby cobra, or you can lift your thighs, straighten your arms, upward facing dog. Pull the arm bones back a little bit more. Pull your heart through. Nice bath. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Tani, that was a beautiful up dog. So pretty. All right. Nice deep breath here. So just letting the energy kind of move in your body. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale completely out. Look forward. Bend your knees. Engage your core. Step or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Nice tempura. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Release your head, drop it. Nice, Cynthia. Good. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. Reach up, stretch the thumbs back, open the heart. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, open your chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, chaturanga. This time you can go all the way down or right from here, upward facing dog. Pull your heart forward and through. Nice, Erica. Yeah. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Lovely. Danielle, I love your friend. It's like the best. All right, smooth out your breath. Like with the hands and the feet, we connect to something a little bit bigger. It's like, okay, here we are. We're supported, we're grounded, we're stable. Okay, one more breath. Exhale all the way out, engage your core, look forward. Give it a try, a little hop, a little step forward to the front of your mat. Whee! Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take your arms up and back. Big stretch. This time we're going to stay here. All right. So press the weight down to the feet. Bring your hips a little forward. So lean into the front of your hips a little bit more, and then take your sitting bones down. Now spiral the thumbs back. Draw the thumbs back. Widen the corners of your heart. And then from the very back space of your heart, like the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, pull those forward and in like a little shelf. Like I'm putting my boobs on a platter. That's what it feels like. Good. Press down into your feet. Reach all the way up. Reach your heart forward. Good. This time, exhale, just hands right down in front of your heart. Anjali Mudra, just for a moment here. Tadasana, let the shoulders drop. Feel your heartbeat behind your thumbs. Relax your jaw. Good. Take a slow breath in. Exhale out. Bring your toes together. Heels just a little wider. Bend your knees. Sit down, chair pose. Now sit down nice and low. Everybody touch your fingers to the floor, to the outsides of your ankles. Yeah, nice, Joel. Joel gets low. Yeah, do your best. Yeah, I know. You're like, I can't. It's impossible. So the attempt is all. The attempt is all. Lorraine, sit down more and stick your butt back more. Yeah, get your butt back more. Yeah, now sit more into your heels. Yeah, good, everybody. Now keep your hips this low about, and then reach your arms forward, chair pose. There you go. Yeah, Danielle, nice, good. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Take the thumbs a little wider again. Take the hands a little wider so you create a little bit more space. Squeeze the outer arms in. And now from here, being nice and low, start to draw your arm bones back. But as you draw your arm bones back, use that as like a little propeller in the back of your heart to pull your heart forward and create more space. Arms are still in front of you. Yeah. That's it. Good. Claw the air with your little fingertips. Pull the heart forward and through. So you're creating a little back bend for the upper back. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Stretch all the way up to stand. Exhale, forward fold all the way over your legs. Let it go. Give yourself a little shake. Good. Danielle, watch those legs. They're so straight. Yeah, there you go. Good. Feet together, bend your knees, sit down, chair pose. This time, bring your hands together in front of your chest. Hug your thighs together, nice and tight. Squeeze in. Now, as you exhale, either hand to the outside of the knee, elbow in between your legs, or elbow to the outside of your right knee. Twist to the right. Good. Sit down a little deeper. Stick your bum back. Yeah. Good. And Danielle, pull the ribs in just a tiny bit. So you have a little more space in your back body. And that'll actually help you revolve a little bit more. You're like me. We tend to kind of put the ribs forward a tiny bit. So pull them in. Good. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, open your arms if your elbow is outside your legs. Yeah. Use that to sit down a little bit more. Pull the hips back, broaden your chest. Really nice, everybody. Come back to center. We're building fire here, so you're still in chair. Exhale, twist to the other side. Good, Joel. Watch the knees. Try not to let them, pull the right hip back just a tiny bit more. That's it. And as you press the elbow, hello, Kendra's in the house. As you press the elbow into the leg into the elbow, get a little bit more space and freedom. So when we are constricted, when things are intense, the heart needs to be a little bit brighter. Option to open the arms. Last 2 breaths. It's like we have to bring our attention to creating the space. Beautiful. Inhale, untwist, forward fold. Woo. Take your feet hip distance apart. Hold on to the big toes or fingertips to the floor. Take the elbows wide to forward fold over your legs. Good. Soften the knees, everybody, especially if you're my straight-legged ladies who are really good at that. Bring a little bit more weight into your toes now, and then really release the back of the head. Let it go. Yeah, nice, Anna. That's it. Good. One more deep breath, everyone. Exhale out. Place your hands flat, step back, downward dog. Downward facing dog. All right, as you inhale, take the right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, draw your knee to your nose, shift forward and round so you feel your core lift. Yeah, press through the hands. Inhale, take the leg all the way up and back. Stretch, stretch. Exhale, knee to nose and round your spine. Draw in. Inhaling in, take the leg up and back. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, draw in, draw in, draw in. This time, place your foot all the way up between your hands. Turn your back heel flat and on its side. Come onto your fingertips. Lengthen your stance for warrior two. So dare to get longer. Yeah, Beth, that's it. Okay, inhale, rise up, warrior two. Keep your front knee right over your front ankle. Wrap your right sitting bone down, but turn your pelvis and your heart to the center, and then let your arms get lighter. So right from the center of your heart, your arms kind of float out. Nice. Sit down deeper into the front thigh. Everybody. Yeah. Good, Connie. Take your left fingertips back. No, you're good. Don't you come out. You stay in there. But just take your left fingertips back. You're a little forward. So take your left fingertips to the wall behind you. That's it. That's it. That's it. One more breath, everyone. We're just visiting warrior two for a sec. Exhale, take your hands on down. Good. Press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, take your left leg up towards the sky. Yes. Exhale, draw knee to nose, shift forward and round. Hug in. Oof. Inhaling in, take the leg up and back. Exhale, draw in and round. Inhaling in, take the leg up and back. Exhale, draw in, round, shift forward, press into the finger pads a little bit more, lift your hips higher, and then step the foot between the hands. Just help it on up there. Turn your back heel flat. Keep your front knee over your front fingertips. Come onto your fingertips for just a sec, or keep your front knee over your heel. That's what I meant to say. Okay, on your fingertips, nice and high. Find a long stance for your warrior two. Some of you might need to walk back just a tiny bit. Anna, lengthen your stance just a little bit. You can be a little longer. Yes, good. And now sit down into your front thigh. That's it. Good. Warrior two, come on up. From the center of your heart, breathe. Feel the space, not just in the front of the chest, but also underneath your armpits and the backs of the ribs, and let the arms float. Let the fingers get a little lighter. Woo. That's it. Good, Kendra. Keep your knee exactly where it is, but take your right fingertips an inch back towards your back heel. Yeah, just that much. Just a little. And then soften your ribs in. Good. Sit down another inch, everybody. Sit down a little bit more. Yes. See, there it is. It's there. We just got to ask for it sometimes. One more breath. Exhale, take the hands down, downward facing dog. Woo. Inhaling in, take your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Place the right foot up between your hands. Turn your back heel flat this time. Turn your back heel to the side, like turn it flat so it's parallel to the back of your mat. But this time, line yourself up heel to heel. So you just have a little more room, a little wider stance. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Interlace your hands behind your back. You could always use a strap if that doesn't feel really good. And then draw the shoulders back. So there's a couple ways we can do this, right? So when we round into humble warrior, we can round the spine or we can hinge forward. This is what I want you to find in this one if you can. So draw the arm bones back, pull the fingers apart, hinge forward, draw the chest down, and then stretch the arms back. So the arms don't need to go crazy high, but I want you to find a little bit more space for your shoulders. Good, 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 good. And then just because it's really good practice, drop your head. Good, Tani. Now steer your right knee a little bit more to the right and bring your shoulder a little bit more inside your thigh. Yeah, that's it. Good. Press down into your feet. Rise back up, warrior two. Open your arms. Lots of space. Yeah. Exhale, take your hands down to the floor. Inhale, step back. Three-legged dog. Stretch the right leg up towards the sky. And this time as you exhale, step the right foot up by your right thumb. The right foot, same foot. Lower your back knee down. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Yeah, that's already good. And then reach your arms up, low lunge. So first come back, find space. So first come back a little bit with your ribs, back a little bit with your chest. Then hug the outer hips in. Keep the glutes engaged, lengthening down. Start to shift your hips forward. And then take your hands a little wider. Let's give ourselves a little space. Begin to draw the upper arm bones back just a little bit in this low lunge. Yeah, lovely. And then from the power of your feet, so Joel, you can totally do high lunge if you want to. You guys can do high lunge, but the back knee, push down. But you do you. Okay, take the arms a little wider. Breathe into your heart space. Yeah, open your chest, inhale. As you exhale, slowly bring the hands down to the floor. Fingertips to the floor to start. Everybody lift your back knee off the floor this time. Squeeze your legs in. Option 1, open twist. So you can keep the left hand down on the floor where it is and open your arm to the sky. Or press the hands together, bring the elbow outside the knee. That's it. Now find the strength of your legs. So we hug ourselves to center. It's a way of coming back. Like, whoof, we come back to what grounds us. We come back to the center place. As you inhale now, use what binds you. Use your elbow. Use what is constricting you to find more space for your heart. Yeah, so draw the thumbs down, widen your chest. Beautiful. That's it, everybody. Inhale, untwist, bring your hands down, step back into plank. As you exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Interlace your hands behind your back. You might grab a strap for this, or if you don't like to interlace your hands, otherwise interlace your hands. Okay, start by finding the strength of your legs. Reach your legs back, roll your inner thighs a little bit more to the sky as you lengthen your sitting bones to your heels, and then pull the bottom ribs a little bit more into your body. Roll the shoulders forward, then up towards the sky, and then inhale, lift everything off the floor. Lift your hands up, lift your legs up. Good, Devar. Drop your chin just a tiny bit, lift the back of your neck. Yeah, that's it. And try to bring the hands back to your heels. And as you bring the hands back to your heels, melt your heart forward. One more breath. Woo, exhale, lower down. Hands under your shoulders, press up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, take the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step the foot light as you can, light as a feather. Light as a feather up between your hands, turn your back heel on its side. Sometimes feathers are heavy. Heel to heel alignment, but your back toes are turned parallel. Inhale, rise up, warrior 2. Good, interlace your hands the other way behind your back. Now, from the connection of your fingers, from this, we can create more space. So the elbows are soft, but the fingers are pulling, and that helps you to find a little bit more lift in this armpit area, lifting forward and up. Take a nice big breath in, and as you exhale, hinge forward, bring your shoulder towards the inside of your knee. That's it, then release your head down. Yeah. Keep the elbows a little bit soft. And then as you pull the fingers apart, let the elbows stay a little soft, but widen your chest. Good, and keep pulling the outer left hip back and under you. Good, Louisa, drop your head if that feels okay. Can you let your head go? Sorta, yeah, let all that stuff fall out. Let it go. Press into your feet, rise up, warrior 2, open your arms. Exhale, take your hands all the way down to the floor. Step back into 3-legged dog. Inhale, just like sweep that leg up. It's like big movement. Exhale, step the foot up by your left thumb, lightly lower your back knee down. Here's our low lunge. Inhaling in, take the hands onto your front thigh, climb on up. Find space first, back off, come back. Reach the arms up, take the hands a little wider today. Like today, you guys, you're Avita. Today is your Avita day. It's Avita. Okay, squeezing your thighs together, engage your glutes. And then from there, start to let the hips sink forward to get this really yummy stretch through the hip flexor. Tailbone down just a bit. And then keeping the navel drawing in, start to draw the arms back. Now the arms back means your spine goes forward. Arms back, heart forward. Arms back, heart forward. Lift the chest. Beautiful, Cynthia. Yeah, one more. Inhale, press through your feet. Reach through your fingertips. And exhale, take the hands down. Lovely. Lift your back knee off the floor. Come onto your right fingertips so you feel more power through your legs. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Lorraine, a little longer stance. Walk your foot back a little bit more. Good. Squeeze the inner thighs. Option 1, fingertips stay under your shoulder. Open twist to the left, or a little bit more compressive, take the elbow outside the knee. Yeah. Press the knee into the arm to the knee, and use that to broaden your chest. Broaden your chest. Yeah, good. Good, but take that top shoulder down just a little bit more. Press and turn. As you inhale, get longer. As you exhale, twist. Yeah, you can take the arms open. See what happens. Good, Connie, bend your front knee just a tiny bit more when you recover. When you come back in. Yes, good. Inhale, untwist, everybody, hands to the floor. That was nice. Step back into plank. Okay. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale into upward facing dog. Okay, listen up here. This is going to be a little, I want you to be mindful of your shoulders, mindful of your back. Bend your elbows. Bend your elbows. Place your hips on the floor without letting your chest come forward. Cobra pose, high cobra pose, big cobra pose. So Lorraine, you get your chest vertical again. And then press through your hands, straighten your legs, up dog. Lift your hips again. Yeah. Good, let's do it again. Bend the elbows, bring your pelvis to the floor, but don't let your chest drop forward. Pull the heart through, pull the heart through, pull the heart through, yes. One more time. Press upward facing dog. Woo, lift those legs up, dog. Lorraine, lift your legs up, upward facing dog. Bend your elbows a little bit, pull your chest through. Last time, lower the hips. Lower the hips. Chest nice and broad, heart pulls forward. Okay, now to get out of this, press back into up dog. Now I want you to pull your bottom ribs into your body to come back into plank. Oh, plank. Pull the bottom ribs in. Kendra, lift your ribs up more. And then downward facing dog all the way back. Woof. Optional child's pose. And breathe. Good. But Cynthia, just find a little, it's going to feel like you're coming out of the pose a little bit, but lift your ribs up a little bit more so you're not quite so low in your shoulders, just because you have a lot of flexibility there and you can come out of the pose a little bit. Yeah, I know it's going to feel like you're doing less, but that's good. All right, everybody, downward facing dog if you were in child's pose. Ooh, this is fun. Bring your feet together. Squeeze your legs, soften your knees just a little bit. Inhale and come forward into plank pose. Squeeze the two legs into one. Keep your hips nice and bright. And then roll onto the outside of your right foot. You can offset your feet or stack your feet. Okay. Option one, you can keep your fingertips down. Now, if you can keep your hips lifted, take your top arm up towards the sky, side plank, Vasisthasana. Yeah. And then press down so much with your hand that your heart gets a little lighter. Nice, Connie. Lift your hips, strong leg. Keep your hip lifted as you bring your top hand down. Press back to downward facing dog. If that bugs your wrist too, you can always do forearms. Forearms are good. Okay. Feet together. Squeeze your legs. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your legs. Come on forward into plank pose. Keep your hips nice and buoyant. Raise the roof. Good, Lorraine. Keep your elbows a little soft. Swivel your heels over towards the left side now. Keep your hips nice and lifted. You can keep your fingertips down. Use that to get bright. If you've got stability through your hips, then take your top arm up. Yeah, so nice, everybody. Good. Squeeze your legs. Squeeze your legs. Beautiful, Joel. You're like a plank, but on your side. It's amazing. Lift your hips higher and bring your top hand down. Press back, downward facing dog. Look forward to the front of your mat. Jump to the front of your mat. Okay. Halfway lift as you inhale. As you exhale, fingertips down, step your left leg back and lower your back knee down to the floor. All right. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Option to have a strap here. Interlace your hands behind your back. Again, back out of the pose first. So first find space. Find the space for your back body, space in the upper back, and then draw the shoulders back. From here, start to squeeze your glutes, sink your hips forward, coming more deeply into this low lunge. It's okay if your knee goes forward of your ankle. Yeah. And then same thing that you did in Shalabhasana. Pull the hands back to pull the heart forward and through. Whoa. Yeah. Drop your chin a little bit. Pull your face back into your skull, like you smell something weird, to get longer through the whole spine. Whoa. Pull your heart forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. Nice. Release the arms all the way up. Whee. As you exhale, bring your fingertips down. Let's just take a little intermezzo here. I find that flowing is really nice. Just a little movement. It can be really nice to just shake off the cobwebs. So hands down as you inhale, open your chest. As you exhale, slide the hips back and just giving your spine a little rounding, a little space here. Then forward into the low lunge. You inhale. So anything that needs to be rinsed out in this little flow, just kind of rinse it out through your body. So part of yoga as a fire practice, right? It's a way of lighting a fire so that we can start to burn through those clouds, right? The sun burns through the clouds. And also it burns out the garbage of our experience, right? It's a wholesome digestion of our experiences that can leave us with what is nutritious and help us get rid of the rest. So we embrace the fire, but we also embrace these little flow moments, which are kind of like the rinsing away or the blowing away of the ashes. I like to think of it. All right. Come on forward. Come onto your fingertips. Lift your back knee off the floor. Step forward back to the front of your mat. Real simple transition here. Then step your right leg back and lower your back knee down. Climb your hands onto your front thigh. Come on up. Low lunge, interlace your hands the opposite way behind your back. Right? Tailbone down. Hug in. Find some stability. We find the center. And then start to kind of spread the wings. Sink your hips forward. Pull the fingers apart to draw your heart forward and through. And then focus a little bit more attention into your fingers. So even the small things help us. The small things help the big things. So the fingers connecting and pulling apart helps to create more lift and cushioning and buoyancy for your heart center. Draw your chin into your chest just a tiny bit more. Now send your breath up into the rib cage like big poofy air balloons. One more breath. Float the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, bring the fingertips down onto your blocks and find a little flow here, dropping your hips forward and then sliding your hips back. All right, everybody. On the next time you come forward, place your hands down and step back into a plank pose. And then lower yourself all the way down onto the floor. We're going to grab a strap here. So you may or may not need a strap. If you need a strap to grab back onto your foot because you don't have crazy long monkey arms like I do, then, or you're a little tighter, then you may want a strap for this. And what you can do is either put a loop. I like it both ways actually. But you put a strap around your ankle, and that's going to make it easier for you to grab onto your foot in a second, right? So from here, we're going to come onto our hips. Press the left thigh down so that stays as a rudder, and press your left forearm down a la Sphinx pose, but turn your forearm in so you have a little bit more space. Now, real important here is to draw the low ribs in and up so your low back is nice and supported here, and then pull your chest more forward and through. Now, if your low back is crunchy, you walk that forearm forward so you get your low ribs on the floor so they are stable, and then you're really working into the upper back, right? From here, either you got your strap, you're going to reach back, hold on to the strap, and draw the heel into your bum. You can do this either way with the shoulders forward or down, but I prefer it if your chest is open, if your right shoulder can draw back. So if you can grab onto the foot, see if you can grab onto the inside of the foot, right? And you might find that you can kind of scooch your hands up your strap and, oh, wait a minute, now the foot's there, right? If you have your foot, you can use the wrist to press the heel down, right? You can slide it into your elbow, have a little elbow action, or you can take your hand and turn your fingers forward. And this gives you a little bit more down leverage. Now everybody squeeze your glute a little bit more, ha, ha, ha. And now lengthen your chest forward. Actively stretch through your back knee. Smear and press your pelvis down into the floor. Take one more breath. And then release the foot. Come down, just a little intermezzo. Bring your forehead into your hands, shake your hips out. Let the back body release. Whee! And we'll try the other side. If you're using your strap, you will just take it on over to your other leg. Otherwise, we're going to lift ourselves up onto our elbows, turn the right forearm in, bend the left knee. You're either holding onto your strap or you can spin the arm back. You might start by grabbing the outside of the foot, but then see if you can slide your hand up to the big toe side of the foot, and then maybe lock your wrist into the foot, right? That can be kind of like a good place to start. First, we start with the hand, then we start with the wrist, then we bend it in. Some of you might slide up to the elbow or slide your fingers over and across. And then press your pelvis down and use the connection of your pelvis and your right leg. Remember your right toes, press those down to pull your chest forward. Lift out of the lower back and then stretch your left knee back. Like you could make the front of your thigh longer. Soft face, soft jaw. Deep breath. One more inhale. And exhale, let it go again. Come down, forehead onto your hands. Give yourself a little shake from side to side. And now we'll do something kind of fun. This is fun, everybody. This is going to be fun. All right, I'm gonna just show you. It's easier with a foam block. I have cork blocks, but that's sort of masochistic. So we're gonna take a block and put it widthwise between my ankles. Okay, so I'm holding it with my ankles in between my feet, right? I'm coming into Sphinx pose for this one. So again, lower back stuff, you just walk the elbows forward so that your low ribs have more support. Otherwise, we're peeling up using the navel to pull in and up. I'm squeezing the block between my feet. I'm gonna just take a second here, squeezing the block to roll my inner thighs up. In fact, you can do this with me. So I roll the inner thighs up to anchor the front of my thigh bones down. Squeeze your glutes, lengthen your glutes towards your heels a little bit more. That'll give you a little bit more lift through your core. Squeeze the blocks and then slowly, without arching your back. So you got to keep your glutes engaged. Bend your knees and take the block towards your butt. One, it's a great hamstring workout. Two, it's like a nervous system readjustment. So if you're like, why am I shaking? That is normal. Don't you worry. It's just your hamstrings figuring out how to engage at the same time like this. Yeah, nice and slow, squeeze in. Friends who have like overstretched hamstrings, this is a good one to do, right? Because you're asking your hamstrings to really contract. That makes them happy. Squeeze your block. Let's do this 3 more times. So I'm teaching my pelvis and my legs. I'm just kind of teaching them how to work evenly together. Keep your low ribs drawing in. And now to add to this, I want you to find that little back bend in the upper chest. So use the forearms on the floor to pull your heart forward. Should feel really nice. Hamstrings, they love to work. Okay, the next time you bring them in and squeeze. Bring your heels right over your knees, squeeze the block. Woo! Press your elbows down, pull your chest forward. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, lower everything down, take a little break. Turn your head to one side or bring it onto your hands. Okay. Good, good. All right, and just kick that block out of the way. This time, imagining that you have the block. Imagine you have the block. Squeeze in, bend your knees, press the thighs down, bring your feet back again to parallel. Oh, sorry, bring your hands underneath you like baby cobra. So bring your chest down out of Sphinx pose. Good. And from here, without grabbing your feet, reach your arms back. Yeah, I know, you got to come out of Sphinx pose. Sorry. Hands under your shoulders. That's it. Kick your heels up. Lift your shoulders. Good. Knees are bent. Bend your knees. Yeah, bend your knees. Bend your knees. And now flex your feet and try to kick your heels off the sky. Lift your thighs without grabbing your feet. Without grabbing your feet. Good. Exhale, lower everything down. We'll do that one more time. Everybody bring your hands back by your sides. Turn your head to one side. Give yourself a little shake. Okay. Arms by your side. Bring your forehead to the floor. Press your thighs down. Okay. Engage your glutes, bend your knees, and flex your feet. Okay. There's 2 ways to do this pose. There's 2 ways to do it, and we'll do both. Okay. First, we're just going to start with the prep though. Lift your shoulders, lift your chest as you inhale, reach your arms back without grabbing your feet, without grabbing your feet, without grabbing your feet. Yeah, stretch your hands back, stretch your hands back. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, grab your feet. Good, Cynthia, take your feet a little wider apart. Yes, grab your feet and now press your thighs down. Press your thighs down and kick your feet back into your hands to lift your chest. Kick your feet back into your hands to lift your chest. That's it, Amanda. Flex your feet and try to bring your feet towards the back wall. Beautiful, Kendra. One more breath. Everybody exhale, lower down. Okay, good. All right, come to sit on your heels for a sec. Just watch me. I want to give us a couple options. We'll do this pose twice more. So I want to give you an option of strap. So if you're like, dude, my feet are like way back there. I know they exist, but I cannot grab them. Then you can come down. I'm putting the strap underneath my feet right here. And this way, I just make my arms a little longer. So you can have the feeling of kicking the legs back and opening the chest. This is awesome. I actually like doing this just because it feels more spacious, right? But what this teaches you, what the strap teaches you, is that you have to kick your legs back evenly, right? So there's a tendency to kick back more with one or the other. But with the strap, you can really feel that. So I can kick back into both of my legs evenly. In fact, you know what? We're all going to do this because it's just way too awesome. All right. So if you have a strap, and then we'll show you the other thing. So if you have a strap, I want you to take the strap. The easiest way to do it is to lay it on your mat underneath your shins, right? And bring the little edges forward. And then you lay down. And then you can reach and grab the edges of your strap and bend your knees so that it hooks around. You're going to want it to hook around your ankles, like right below your ankles. And you got to flex your feet so your strap doesn't fly off. And then walk your hands as close to your feet as you can on the strap. So you choke up. Yeah. Walk your hands back. So my palms are facing each other. Okay, good. And your feet are hip distance apart for this rather than together. So this is a specific version. So walk your hands back. I know it's like skipping rope with yourself. Good. And then once you've got that, wait, you'll bend your knees. Danielle, don't move your foot. Your foot has to stay on top of the strap. That's it. And then bend your knees first. There it is. Now you got to just choke up a lot of space. Just got to walk your hands in a lot and try to get that strap up by your ankles. There you are. Okay. Now kick the foot back into the strap. When you turn your hands to face, so rather than they're kind of turned in like this, I want your hands to be open like this. So hold on to the strap, kick back into the strap. Elizabeth, you could totally do that. It's like wheel on your belly. You can totally do that. You can just reach back. You just got to take up all the slack, right? And then kick your foot back into your hands. Yeah, Deborah, that's beautiful. And then as you kick back, you can feel like, hey, am I pulling on one side more than the other? And then come on down. Okay. Okay. Come and sit for a sec. So I'll just show you now. If that was useful to you, repeat that again. Otherwise, the two versions of bow pose are thighs down, kicking the legs back. So in this version, my legs stay glued. Eventually, my legs are together and I'm melting my heart forward. So this is a very stabilizing pose. The other version is toes together, knees a little wider, and I lift everything. So see how I'm lifting my thighs this time? I lift my thighs and my heart. So this has a little bit more space. So let's try. We're going to do this. We're going to do this pose twice more. If at some point you're like, Rach, I'm done, then just come on to your, you can take a restorative back bend again, or you can do Shalabhasana again. Otherwise, from here, come and lay on your belly. If you're doing the version with your strap, do the strap. Bend your knees, reach back, hold onto the outsides of your feet. Lengthen your glutes towards your heels. Hug your knees a little bit more into the center. Slightly more advanced is to bring the legs together and squeeze the legs and squeeze the big toes together. From here, engage your core, engage your glutes, slide the shoulders back, kick your feet into your hands and press your thighs down. Thighs down, thighs down, thighs down. It's going to feel a little contained. Lift your chest up. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Press your thighs down, 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 down. Imagine someone is sitting on your feet. Flex your feet. Good. And then slowly release and come down. Give yourself a little shake. Let it go. Okay, let your feet go. Let your arms relax for a sec. Okay. And we're going to try the second version. If you have a favorite, I trust you. You stay with it. Otherwise, from here, reach back, grab onto your feet again. This time, toes together, knees just a little wider. Toes together, knees just a little wider. This can sometimes be tweaky on the knees, so just move slow. Be kind. Engage your core, engage your glutes, let your shoulders float back. Inhale, lift everything up. Lift your thighs off the floor. Kick your feet into your hands. Toes to the ceiling, lift your chest. Toes to the ceiling. Point your toes, lift up, lift your thighs, lift your thighs, lift your thighs. Thighs up, thighs. You're rocking forward onto your belly. That's it, Louisa. Yes. Yes, Tony, you got it. That's it. One more breath. Everything up. And exhale, come on down. Oh my gosh. You guys just turn your head to one side and let go. Let go. Ooh. Right from here, roll onto your back like a little human pancake. And draw your right knee, left leg straight. Draw your right knee into your chest. This is a little back release and a hip release. Stretch through your left heel. Let the right thigh sink down. Shoulders drop. So use what connects you to also create more space. So use the hands against the right thigh to find more lift and space for your chest. Let your head drop. You might want to take your knee a little bit more to the right, a little bit wider. You might find, oh, hey, I can draw it in a little bit more that way, get a little bit more back stretch. All right, take one more breath. Exhale, let it go. And then change sides. Draw the left knee in nice and slow. Yeah, and if it's too much on your low back to stretch the right leg out, you can keep the right leg bent. Or, yeah, that's what I did mean. And then you might let the left knee drift a little bit more to the left. Just explore a little bit to see where your back feels the happiest in that pose. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more breath. All right. Good, you guys draw both knees into your chest, roll over onto one side, come all the way up to sit. Up to sit. Stretch your legs out, cross your right leg over your left knee, your right foot over your left knee. Hold on to the front of your shins, lift yourself nice and tall. Inhale as you exhale, twist to the right. Twist to the right. And then nice and sweet, inhale, creating space. Exhale to twist. Inhale to create space. And exhale to twist. Inhale, come back to center. Stretch your legs out, fingertips beside you. If you feel like you're rolling back, bend your knees a little bit. Get on top of your sitting bones. Inhale. As you exhale, just hinge forward a tiny bit. Keep the chest nice and bright. Use the fingertips to create some space. Inhaling in, come back up. Bend your left knee, cross your left knee over. Hold on to the front of your thigh. Inhale, lift up, soft ribs. Exhale, twist to the left. Notice your sitting bones, get them both equally grounded into the floor, and then as you inhale, get taller. This time as you inhale, send the breath a little bit more to the back of your heart, back of your body, and twist. Inhale, come on back to center, extend your legs out. Fingertips down, take an inhale. As you exhale, hinge forward again, press the thighs down. A little too intense on the backs of the knees, then bend your knees and create a little bit more space. Inhale, lengthen. If you can stay nice and upright here, walk your hands forward. Create a little space under your armpits, and now let your spine round. So release your head, release your jaw. You can always build props, like build a bear, build a pose. You can always bring props onto your legs if you want to bring the floor up to you a little bit more and let the weight of your head go. And send a little bit more space and breath into the back of your body. Two more breaths. Beautiful. Slowly start to come up. Give your legs a little shake. Come into a comfortable cross-legged position. Bring your hands onto your thighs. If you need a little bit more grounding today, if you're feeling a little whoof in the ether, bring your hands face down. If you're like, I need to take in some mojo, some juice, some light, hands up. Join the thumb and the forefinger together. Nice and simple. We'll inhale for a count of 4 through your nose, and you'll exhale for a count of 8. So I'll do it with you. If that feels a little too constricting or too slow for you, move at your own pace. If you feel anxious, come on out and just breathe naturally. The point is to really bring mindfulness into our breath. So we'll start with an easy inhale, soft exhale, inhaling through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Little pause, exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Coming into your natural breath. And bring to mind something you want to invite into your life a little bit more right now. Lightness, joy, space. As you inhale, visualize that quality like a white light that as you inhale in, you just bring that right into your heart. The universe is like, here it is. Here, have some. As you exhale, it radiates through every little cell in your body, spreads like this beautiful light from the center of your heart. So as you inhale, you bring this beautiful light in. As you exhale, feel it move through all the cells of your body. Nothing to do, just an invitation to receive. And after your next exhale, just letting that visualization go and sitting in the beautiful steadiness of your own presence. Relaxing into your own, this own spacious awareness, this light that's steady, even though the world might get a little topsy-turvy at times. Shavasana. And you're always welcome if you want to stay in meditation. Both of these spaces are a place to let go, to relax into this, the essence of ourselves, the center of ourselves, the light that resides and that emerges when we create some space. And slowly start to deepen your breath. It's like we're bringing new life, re-emerging from almost like a little hero's journey into the underworld. And so take a moment and let yourself, if there's anything to leave behind here, let yourself leave it behind. As you invite a little bit more breath and some movement into your body, it's like we're rising to the surface again into the world. Same but different. And take whatever movements feel good. It might be stretching, rolling the shoulders, taking a deep breath if you're seated. And then if you've been on your back, come and meet us in a comfortable seat. Yeah, and people who've been in meditation, just take a moment to let your body move. Maybe it's a little baby cat cow. Maybe it's just a nice big sigh. It's like coming back into the land of the living. And then everybody bring your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your left, and bow your head to your heart, to your own center, to your own source. And it's natural in life that like the life is always moving, right? There's always these waves of expansion and contraction, and sometimes we get knocked this way and that way, but the practice is, and what we do here is to remind ourselves that we can still come home. We can come back to the space, and it gets a little faster than when we get knocked off balance. We're like, oh, right, okay, yes, and here, and here I am. Take a nice big breath in. And let it all go, and we'll end our practice with one Om. Take a slow breath in. Om. Namaste. So great to practice with you all today. If you have questions, please feel free to hang out. Please feel free to hang out. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and wherever it may take you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. That was
You're welcome, Joel.
Oh, girl, you're amazing. Oh my gosh.
Kendra, I'm like someone called me. That must be Kendra.
I wish I could get here on time, but I have another obligation. But oh my gosh, ooh, that hurts so good. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Hurts so good, baby.
Hurts so good.
Yeah.
That's a song.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Oh, thanks, Rachel.
Thank
You're welcome, Lana. Bye, Lena.
Thank you, Rachel. Rachel, can I ask you a question, please?
Of course. Yeah.
I want to also mention that a spider got on my face during Shavasana there, and I was like freaking out. I flicked it off. It's like, oh, that's into a planet. Is it next week that we start on wheel pose?
Yes, I think so. Let me just double check, but that seems right because we've done all of the we've done all the back bends. Yeah. Yep. Next week is wheel.
Yeah, I really struggle with wheel because my range of motion in my shoulders is so bad, and I don't know like what can I do to get it to get back, because I really struggle with it, and it's torture. Like it's so painful in the backs of my arms.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, we'll do some things. I like to do it at the wall on blocks, which can be helpful. But like if your shoulders don't like this action, then wheel's not going to be a great place to like add weight to that, right? So it's I would say working this action in non-weight bearing positions, like just like you're doing. So if you're doing like Gomukhasana arms, yeah, and really working that external rotation. So rather than letting the elbow flare out, to hug it in so it gets nice and stable, working those kind of things, and then maybe holding a block, like a real evil one to do. So once you kind of first, like I would say, and this is just based on kind of common sense more than anything else, but I say first it's like non-weight bearing. Can I get range of motion? And then it's like, okay, can I add intensity to that? And one thing you can do is blocks. It's holding the block. Oh, it's so evil. So evil. It's so freaking evil. Yeah, but Lorraine, watch, because your elbows go wide, right? So you got to watch yourself in the mirror and watch how my elbows don't go wide, right? So here I am. right? Rather than letting them flare out, I'm keeping them together. It's so mean, but that's it. Yeah. And so
I'm like, this is as far as I could go.
yeah. So that probably means if that's as far as you can go right now, then that's going to mean that wheel pose is going to just have to be super long, right? Because you'd only be able to straighten your arms to about there right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's okay, but it might be like that this is going to be a process of patience, because I think it's more important. The purpose of wheel pose is opening your shoulders, but it's also opening your spine, and it's more important to focus on opening your spine and in a way that's healthy for your whole body, right? There are other ways to do that. So we won't die on the hill of wheel, right? We don't want to sacrifice your shoulders to the wheel gods. You know what I mean? Right? So, but we'll play with it. And I think it's more important the work you're doing now. It's like, okay, well, if the purpose of wheel is this, let me work on that in a way that is supportive rather than, because wheel just jams you into it, right? So better to work on it in a way that your body can control than worrying about doing the pose. We can get to all the pieces of the pose in different poses that don't put it all together in a way that's not useful for you, right?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good question. A lot of people have that question. It's very common. Wheel's a weird pose. It's a weird pose. A lot of people can't do that with their shoulders, right? It's like strange.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Of course. Good to see you.
Thank you. Have a beautiful week, everybody.
Thanks, Danielle. You too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel.
Bye, Rachel.
It's great to see you. Bye, Kendra. Bye, Tony.
I have a question also.
Yes, Cynthia. Yes.
Thank you first. I find it quite difficult to, because I'm so flexible, I tend to hurt myself. So now I'm really concentrating on hugging the core, but I find it very difficult to hug the the ribs in and to open without. Yeah. So, but I find it really interesting because it's like having a lot of power and a lot of softness at the same time. And yeah, I think this pose for me is one of the most difficult for that, because I just have to let it go here. But
yes, hold it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good riddle. Like it's a body riddle. It's like do these two opposite things at the same time. That's it.
But because my body does the exact opposite. Like, okay, this, but this is so it's like, okay, let's do it on the other way. And I find it to really like contract very strongly, like I'm almost not breathing, but then just to lift up through it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that was not the question, but yeah.
No, that's
is
it
normal?
That's good though. That's normal. Yeah. That's I think someone for who's mobile like you are, it's very, and people have it in different poses. Like some people will have it in a Dhanurasana, or you know what I mean? Different poses will bring out the contradictions and the kind of the challenges of it. And it just seems like this is one of those poses for you. This is like a pose that your body, it's useful for it to work on because it forces you to work in opposition to how you would default.
Yeah.
Right. So that's useful. It's good.
And it's also opening a lot of emotions, and it's really
yeah, that's that is super normal.
Yeah.
Ooh, especially up here, like and getting the breath up here. And you can do pranayama work like in a soft way. It can be really it can be very emotional, but it can be very nice to do like some easy pranayama work, like even laying down and like even just putting your hands here and inviting more breath into the collarbones and all this, because your lungs go up to here. It's crazy. They're like this high. So inviting all of that to have some movement is really good.
Actually, I went to an acupuncture.
Yeah.
And he worked on that, on really releasing everything. So at the same time, I'm more mobile because everything has released. But at the same time, it's like, here it's soft. So I really have to be super careful and engage the muscle, but letting go. Yeah, but it's really nice. It's the first time in my life, I think I'm able to really feel something soft here. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Well, Well, I'm going to help Lorraine with her account issues, her
Yeah,
ribbon
yeah,
challenges.
Thank
Unless, you
and,
have other, unless there's any questions. Yeah.
Yeah, can you I am just so bad with English today, sorry. Can you subscribe me for the for the level 3 session in October?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, because I was supposed to do it in
We can transfer you. Yeah, for sure. I'll just make a little note of that in here and we'll put you in there. So exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I just took the exam, level 2 exam, so now I'm waiting for the recording and so on.
Okay.
I didn't do
step by step.
I didn't do the Ustrana last week because I just wanted to, not be too much influence.
Yeah. One thing at a time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's good. No, that was smart. That's good.
Yeah, because otherwise I have a good memory, so I will just take it and
do it. Do the same thing.
I wanted to do mind first and then see if that was okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
I look forward to seeing you. All right. Bye. Okay. Let me stop the recording. People don't need to